Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you're watching this video. I miss you all very much, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. I want to base today's class on your core and your confidence. I've been doing personally a lot of work lately on my own confidence as we've had so much time on quarantine to really think and go inwards a lot more. I've been spending an hour, 2 hours almost every day in meditation and just really trying to let go of some old stories, and self-doubt, negative self-talk, and confidence issues has always been kind of something I've struggled with and battled with in my life. And I thought, what not than the perfect opportunity to really try to understand a little bit more about what's going on with that, and how I can really grow and release and move forward from all of that. So it's been a really exciting journey, very challenging for sure, as when you kind of decide to dive into something like that, it really brings you face to face with a lot of your most vulnerable fears. And as part of that journey, I've started to create more and more videos like this and going online more. And it's just really been a challenge, but a challenge that has also inspired a lot of clarity and inspiration. Inspiration. But today I was, actually go back maybe 2 days ago, I pick these cards called the Animal Spirit Cards. They're by Kim Krans. If you've never done spirit cards, I highly recommend these. They go by the different animals, and each animal goes by the elements. So there's earth, water, fire, and air. And then they have the ether cards, which are your spirit cards. And there's, I believe, 7 of them in the deck, and they go by the chakra system. And the other day I was picking a card, and Toby, who, it's a little hard to see him in the video right now, but maybe he'll pop in a little bit later. He's laying next to me helping with yoga today. And he put his paw, sometimes I like to have him pick a card, and he put his paw on this one card, and it was the earthworm. And I wanted to read to you what the earthworm meant, because I thought it was really in alignment with the journey that I've been on, and I thought it was something that could really help with maybe some of the journeys that you've been experiencing on this, this time that is not normal life, but also a pause and just something completely different than we've ever experienced. And it says, let me show you a picture of the earthworm. And it says, the earthworm: shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it, it's a beginner's mind that offers the most valuable insights. When in balance, earnest, intelligent, valuable. When out of balance, self-conscious, apprehensive. To bring into balance, speak up, risk embarrassment. And today I was on a walk, and it is a rainy day outside today, but you might be watching this on a very sunny day, so keep your mind in that headspace of where you want to be. But as I was on our walk with Toby, all of a sudden I saw all of these earthworms all over the road. Like, they were everywhere, and I've never seen this before. And I was walking with a friend of mine who I live with. Her name's Nadia. So we are definitely following all the rules. But we were walking, and she was saying how this time of year, a lot of them will start to come out. And I thought that was really cool, because going back to, being a newbie and establishing confidence in something, along with that is, earlier this week we had the new moon, and The new moon is a time to be really setting your intentions of what it is that you want to manifest in your life, and what you want to create. And I think now more than ever is this beautiful time for us to really step back and take a look at what it is that, you know, we want to create in our lives, but how do we want to design our lives to look like? What are the things that interest us most? You know, one thing that I want to start is this. I'm not sure if you heard of Nako Bear, Medicine in the People. He is a musician, and he started this big list that he's having a lot of people fill out. And I'm actually going to start one locally. So if you're interested in participating, you can just send me a note. I will figure out a way to get my information to you with the library or through Beach Yoga. So we can figure out how that's going to work if you are interested in participating. But so the list is basically, what is it that you've learned on quarantine that you do want to take with you? And what is it that you don't want to take with you? So for example, if you have been overworking and, you know, when life goes back to normal, what is it that you don't want to take with you? What have you learned? Maybe you've learned to slow down a little bit. Maybe you've learned to appreciate and take a break, and things about your life that, you know, with all this extra, maybe you've learned that you actually took on a creative project and you really love it and you want to continue to do that. For me personally, I learned a lot about how I want to make sure every year I take a really big break for at least a couple weeks and just completely lose track of time, of any pressures in my life, and just enjoy and slow down enough to be so in alignment with Mother Nature that I am deeply immersed and aware of what's going on around me and so connected to myself. Another thing I want to take with me is like I said, I've been doing a lot of meditation for an hour, 2 hours almost every day. And that's something I want to carry through with me. Things that I don't want to take back would be how I was kind of moving so quickly with all of these pressures going on in my mind. I don't want to take that back with me when you know, we go off lockdown and back into normal life. So just something to think about. Maybe if you want to sit there and just write, you know, the things that you've learned during this time, and how can you start to design your life moving forward in a way that is going to be more in alignment with what authentically serves you and nourishes your soul. And I think by writing it down, when we do go back to normal life, you know, if you find yourself falling back into an old pattern, you have this reminder and it's written, and, you know, maybe it'll show up at the right times right in your face when you really need to see that reminder. So going back to the new moon, what is it that you want to create? And we're going to do a little bit of a meditation on this morning. So go ahead and close your eyes. Just get settled into your seat. Start to find your breath. Notice if your mind is really busy today. It's a little bit harder to focus onto your breath. Or maybe you are feeling really grounded and in tune with your breath. No matter what it is, just honoring that without any judgment. Bring your hands to your heart center, your left on your heart, your right over your left. So your left side of your body is your intuitive side, and your right is more of your action. Your left is the moon, the right the sun. Just begin to think about what's been your biggest lesson so far on quarantine. What has this time taught you? In what ways have you felt your soul more nourished, more alive? What challenges have come up for you? You can release your hands down if it's more comfortable. What obstacles have you faced? Maybe you've had your own form of fears or negative self-talk. How can you begin to look at these as a gift? When we start to shine awareness on our fears or these obstacles, they no longer become a part of who we are, but instead we're able to detach from them, to observe them, to be aware. You are ready to release these fears, these obstacles, the things that aren't serving you. Start to become in alignment with your body. Giving yourself a bit of a body scan, starting at the crown of your head, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just noticing anything that might feel tense or tight, any areas that feel open and free. Maybe as you're breathing, is there anything that feels blocked? Notice the wind or any breezes on your skin, any sensations. Beginning to go deeper and deeper inside of your body and beginning to explore. To learn more about everything that's going on internally. Beginning to tune into your thoughts and your emotions. Noticing how you feel today. Begin to bring to mind the things that you've enjoyed during this time. Maybe you have built deeper bonds and relationships with family members in a way that wasn't possible before. You've taken up a new hobby, cooking, gardening, art, creative projects. You need to draw into your mind all of the things that have really been exciting for you, that have nurtured your soul, filled up your cup. With the new moon energy, and even if you're watching this and it's not around the new moon, you can still hold that intention in your heart. What it is that you want to birth. You want to start to manifest and create in your life. And how can you draw in some of the things that you've learned over the past month or so? To begin to create your life in a way that is authentic to your true self, to your core. And begin to picture what it looks like when that intention has already come to life. How do you feel inside of your body? What's the expression on your face? It's okay if you can't paint a full picture. Who are you surrounded by? What do you see? What do you hear? Can you touch and smell? Start to draw in all of these sensations. Just take a few moments here. Begin to sow those seeds. As you just spend a few moments meditating and devoting your intention to these creations. Use your breath to feed them with life. Use your core and your navel center to ignite the fire and the confidence to believe in them, to believe in yourself. Tune into your heart for the intuition and the guidance to lead you on your path. Tune into the crown of your head for the inspiration, the ability to dream and ignite your imagination. Your root to keep you grounded into Mother Earth. Always be held and connected to this universal life, to the truth, and to the support system that is always all around you. You need to draw your hands to your heart center. Bow your head into your heart. Draw a smile to your face and feel your energy lifting. Set an intention for your practice today. How you can continue to honor this dream. And when you're ready, you'll slowly open your eyes up. And one more thing before we begin to move is I want to share a chant with you. This chant is something I learned in a yoga class maybe about a year ago. And bear with me because I'm not sure if the way that I say it is exactly 100% the words. But intuitively, they're the words that have come to me. And I've always felt a deep devotion to sharing them and a very strong connection with the intention of them. So in that way, I feel like they are correct. And the way the chant goes is Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. and you sing it slower 3 times, and then you sing it at like a normal pace 3 times, and then a little bit longer for the 4th time, and you do that 3 times in a row. And what this means is it's a deeper connection to your truth. I like to do this chant sometimes when I'm looking at nature and feel like I'm just connecting to the deeper truth of life and tuning more into my heart. Sometimes I get a little bit self-conscious when I'm singing this, and I feel like there might be other people around, and I feel like it's this space where I am entering and being open to being vulnerable. And so I like it because it's kind of this place of showing up in my truth, this place of moving more into vulnerability and being okay with that, and practicing playing with that fear. So you can take your hands, palms facing up, thumb and first finger facing together, and you can just sing with me. And it goes, Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And then we'll start at the beginning again. Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And last time. Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namaha. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Just allow the vibration of the mantra to move throughout your body. When we sing a mantra, it sends a message into the cells, into our body, activating and igniting the deeper truths, waking up the prana and our life force, and anything that feels dormant. And then when you're ready, you'll inhale and you sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Interlace your fingertips, press your palms up. Take a nice big stretch here, and then as you exhale, take it over to the right, look left. Nice smile, gentle and soft to your face. Inhaling back up, taking it over to the opposite side. And then releasing your hands down. Just take a few rolls with your shoulders, just slowly waking your body up or releasing any tightness. A few rolls in the opposite direction. And then just taking your spine forward, back. Just taking a nice few gentle rolls. And then moving in the opposite direction. And then from here, you're just going to find yourself into a nice child's pose. So go ahead and take your big toes touching, your arms extended out nice and long. Taking your seat back to your heels and just taking a nice stretch here. Tent your fingertips and walk them forward an inch, and then just relaxing your hands into the earth. Take a nice big breath in, hold it, and then exhale. Let go of any tension as you just breathe out of your mouth. Starting to find a nice natural rhythm with your breath. Just rock your head back and forth a few times, just massaging your forehead, your intuition, your third eye, asking for any clarity. And then press your hands into the earth,
push them forward to send your hips back, stretching a little bit more. Tent your fingertips, walk them all the way over to the right. Take your left hand, cross it over your right, interlace your fingertips, and just take a nice stretch here. Breathe into your side body and invite in a bit of softness as it opens and extends. Sending your heart out into your body. Taking this time, your right hand over your left. Just really feeling that nice, gentle opening. Walking back through center, coming up onto all fours. And a few options here, so you can take a nice puppy dog stretch where you'll keep your toes tucked, and then just walking your body forward, keeping your hips in the air, just melting your heart down to the earth. If this doesn't feel good, you can take a cobra where you just drop your belly and lift your heart. But if the puppy dog feels good for you, just continue to melt your heart. Pause for a few seconds, breathing into one space, and then see if you can walk it further a little bit more. Nice deep breaths, moving all the way up and down your spine. Just melting the back of your heart into the front and down to the earth. And then begin to just softly walk your hands back in, coming up onto all fours, taking a few rounds of cat-cow here, dropping your belly, lifting your heart. And then exhale, pressing into the earth. Softening your neck, maybe rocking it a few times. Inhaling, dropping your belly, lifting your heart. And exhale, pressing it all away. Then from here, go ahead and tuck your toes and just lift your knees about an inch. Just really starting to ignite your core. You can always take a plank pose if this feels a little too much on your knees or on your back. Just really drawing everything up into your navel, taking another full breath. And then as you exhale, find a nice downward facing dog, sending your hips up towards the sky. Pressing your hands firmly into the earth, lifting your hips up, and then melting your heart towards your thighs, almost taking that same alignment as you had in your puppy dog. And then from here, sweep your right leg up to the sky and taking your right foot forward. Let's set up for your lizard pose. So drop your back knee, untuck your back toes, walk your hands back and lift your heart. And so you have a few options here. You can either come down to your forearms. If you have a block, you can place a block underneath your arms. You can allow your right knee to fall out to the right, coming onto the pinky edge side of your foot, looking just like that. You can take your right hand, press the skin away on your knee, and just take a nice stretch as you roll your right shoulder back. Just feeling what feels good for you in lizard today. And then from here, you're just going to walk your right foot to the center a little bit slightly and sweep your right arm up to the sky. Option to tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. I'm just going to take a few circles with your arm. And a few circles in the opposite direction. And then reaching up and releasing your hand back down. So you can keep your knee lifted, or of course you can have it on the ground. And from here, you're just going to go ahead and straighten that front knee. And then rebend and find that twist again. And then releasing your top hand down, straighten your leg, rebending and finding that twist. The last time, this time straightening your leg. And from here, just kind of finding, lifting your heart up. So whether you're on your knee or that back knee is lifted, just keeping your front leg straight, lifting your heart, and exhale, melting forward. Just allow your heart, your body to just cascade and melt over your front leg. Softly letting go of any tension, surrendering to what is, inviting it all in without resistance. And then from here, you'll take your back foot to meet your front.
And we're just gonna rock from side to side, grabbing hold of opposite elbows, and just rocking it out. Softening your knees, taking your belly to your thighs. Then releasing your hands down. Grab hold of your yogi toe lock. So first 2 fingers inside of your big toe, thumb wraps around. Inhale, lift your heart. And then exhale, soften your knees, bend your elbows, and pull your belly to your thighs as you lift your hips up towards the sky and really feel that nice opening in the back of your hamstrings. And then releasing your hands, start to walk your feet in, heel toeing them in, soften your knees, and slowly rolling all the way up with a nice big smile as you open your arms to invite in this beautiful day. And then exhaling, hands to your heart center. Inhale, opening your heart up, sending out love into the world right now. And then exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, taking a nice half lift here, looking forward. And then exhale, softening down. Last time, inhale, rising all the way up. And then exhaling, hands heart center. Starting to move some energy. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, take it down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Let it out. Inhale up. Find a nice back bend and exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach it all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, fold it all the way down. On an inhale, take a halfway lift here. And then as you exhale, plant your hands and step back into your high plank. Pausing here, you can always be on your knees as well. And just take a few moments in your plank pose. If you want to play with this a little bit and find it a little bit more challenge, you'll lift your right hand. And if you want to take it a little bit further, you'll lift your right hand and your left foot. So your choice of what you're feeling that you need today. And then from here, just going to softly drop your knees if they're not already down. Bend your elbows straight back, your chest and your chin for baby cobra. Untucking your toes, slithering your heart forward and uplifting. Exhale, forehead comes back to the earth. Inhale, lifting your heart, maybe straightening your arms any amount, opening your shoulders up. Exhale, taking it down. Inhale, lifting back up. Again, straightening your arms any amount. Really draw your shoulders out, hugging your shoulder blades together. Pausing here for a moment. Just draw to someone to your mind that you can send love to right now and send out a vibration from your heart center, wishing them love and whatever you think that they may need. And then as you exhale, you'll sit back onto your heels, finding a nice child's pose. And then from here, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. And taking your left foot forward, we'll set up for lizard on the left side. So whatever variation you found on the opposite side, go ahead, take that on this side. Or maybe tuning into your body and just seeing what the left side needs today. Just a few breaths here. Noticing if anything feels tense. How can you just give yourself the permission to release that pressure and soften into it, to let go, to sink in. And then releasing your hands down, walking your left foot to the center. And then your choice, if you want to have that knee lifted or if you want to keep it on the earth, sweeping your left arm up to the sky, take that twist. And then releasing your hands down, straighten your left leg. Exhale, rebending. Inhale, twist. Exhale, releasing your hand down. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, twist. And then exhale, releasing your hands down. Inhale, straighten that leg again. And then lift your heart up. And exhale, fold over. Just pausing here. Feeling a nice opening in your body. Using this as a time to just look deeper inwards to your thoughts, to your emotions, how you can explore how you're feeling and the sensations and all of the wisdom inside of your body. And then taking that right foot to meet your left. And from here, just slowly rolling up again. And then inhaling, sending your arms high to the sky, grabbing your left wrist, just take a nice twist. And then switching directions. Reaching back up, lift your heart. Exhale, folding all the way back down. Inhale, extending your heart center. And then exhale, planting your hands, finding that high plank again. So again, option to have this either on your knees, just in your plank, or if you want to lift this time, your left hand and your right foot. So your choice of how you want to play today. Either way, tune into your body and listen to what it's asking for. And then if you'd like to drop your knees, chest, chin, or if you'd like to lower chaturanga into upward facing dog, into downward facing dog. I'm pausing here for just a moment. And then taking your right foot forward, we're going to set up for warrior one. Inhale, reach your arms high to the sky. And just settling into your pose. Release your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingertips. Really press that left thigh up and back. Roll your shoulders open and just lift your heart up. You can always stay here, or if you'd like to fold forward in humble warrior, fold forward, taking your hands up towards the sky. And begin to release your hands down. And we're all going to meet in this low lunge and walk your hands to the center of your mat, coming into a wide-legged fold. So toes are slightly turned in. On an inhale, we'll take a half lift. And then exhale, you're just going to fold over your legs. And then turn your fingertips to face the back of your mat and walk your hands to the back, pulling your heart closer towards your thighs. Press your feet into the earth. Lift your hips a little bit higher so that the crown of your head comes closer to the earth and your hips lift closer towards the sky. And then soften your spine and allow it to become really long in your back. And begin to walk your hands forward. And then from here, you're just going to turn your right toes out and you're going to take a little bit of a bend. So you can always keep your hands onto the floor. If you want to keep your hands on the floor, we're just going to rock from side to side. So two options. You can take your hands here, or you can keep them on the floor, just opening your hips up a little bit. And then the next time that you come over to the right side, we're just going to pause on the right for a moment, opening that up. And then switching over to the left side, opening that up. And then walking your hands back to center, you're just going to take your hands to your hips and lift up. And then from here, you're going to turn your toes out and find your warrior two. And then reaching forward, take it back into a nice peaceful warrior, reaching up, opening up that side body, and then finding a side angle pose. So either your hand on your thigh, or if you'd like to bring it to the floor on the inside or the outside of your foot, just making sure that you keep a nice opening in your body. Leaning your heart back. And then if you'd like to take that top arm over your ear, reach forward, you can, but roll your left shoulder open. Breathe here. Breathe out. So any variation you'd like to take, this is what it would look like in the other variation. And then coming back into a warrior two, straighten that front leg, finding your triangle pose. You'll send your hips back, reach forward, releasing your top hand down and your left arm up to the sky. Press your feet into the earth. Draw up from your inner right thigh, pulling it up towards your pelvic bowl. And then twisting a little bit more open towards the sun. Take a smile to your face and find some softness. If you'd like to reach that top arm over the ear for the extra stretch. And then coming back into your warrior two. And then from here, any way you'd like to make your way back to down dog. So if you would like to cartwheel your hands down and take a flow, you can. Or you can step straight down, straight back to down dog. And then from here, we're just going to take our left foot forward, setting up for warrior one on the left side. So take a moment to settle into the pose, lifting your heart up a little bit higher. And then when you're ready, you'll release your hands behind your back, interlace your fingertips, press your palm away, lift your heart, and then exhale. You either stay there or fold forward into your humble warrior. Letting go of anything you've been holding on to in this pose of surrendering. Finding a softness in just trusting in the natural flow of life and that everything is happening for a reason, for us and not to us. And then inhale, you're going to take your hands coming into that low lunge. And then I'm going to face you, but you'll be walking to the long edge side of your mat. So if I was doing this in the same way that you were, my back would be facing you right now. And then taking that nice forward fold, letting your head shake. And then this time, just grab hold of your ankles, press your feet in, toes turned in, and lift your hips, lengthen your spine, bend your elbows, and just pull your heart towards your thighs. Allow your upper body to just feel light and free. And just feeling that opening in your body. If you'd like to take your hands behind your back for a little deeper stretch, you can interlace your fingertips and take your fist up toward the sky. And then from here, you're going to release your hands down, turn your toes out, and find your goddess pose. And so just rocking side to side for a moment. And then two options. You can either lift up and keep your hands straight for this. We're going to do the breath of fire. Or you can have and stay in your goddess pose. So just a reminder on the breath of fire, it's almost like the sensation of pressing into your belly and kind of shooting that air out of your nose. It's a passive inhale because you have to breathe, but it's more of a pushing of the exhale out of your nose. And it feels like if you were pumping on your belly. And there's no need to rush or do this too fast. It's more about, it's called a skull shining breath. So really sending the breath out of the crown of your head. But it doesn't need to be super fast, and you want to try to keep your upper body still. So let's take a nice breath in. Let's open your mouth, stick it out. Inhale. Do one more of those. Exhale, open your mouth, let it out. And then a nice easy half breath in. And as you exhale, begin. As you keep going, begin to think about any negative self-talk that's been going on in your mind, any doubts, fears, worries. Use this as a time as you press this air out to create a fire in your belly and burn away any of that negative self-talk, any of those fears and doubts. Imagine that at the core, your confidence is just burning away those fears and those doubts. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, stand tall. Exhaling, hands heart center. And then from here, you're going to find your way into that warrior two. So this time on the left side, you'll reach your hand forward, take a nice peaceful warrior as you lean back. And then as you exhale, taking your forearm to your thigh, or on the inside or outside of your foot. Sweeping that right arm up towards the sky and reaching it forward, opening your heart, feeling extension, reaching out of your fingertips. Rolling your heart open to the sun, softening. And then when you're ready, coming back, taking a nice triangle pose here. So let's do on this side a nice stretch with your triangle pose, reaching that left arm up. And then you can take your arms out into a T, left hand forward, release your left hand down, roll that shoulder open and lift up towards the sky. And then if you want to take that top hand over your ear, you can. Pulling up from your navel, from your pelvic bowl, lifting everything up and rotating outward as you lean back, opening your heart up. Take one more full breath here. And then coming back into your warrior two. And again, making your way into down dog any way that feels good for you. So if you'd like to take a flow, or if you just want to step back to downward facing dog, you can. And then finding your way back. And then this time, we're going to take your right foot forward. Drop your back knee, untuck your back toes, and you're just going to slip your arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, you're going to hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. And then try to pull your heart to your thumbs. And if you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, you can tuck your toes. You can lift your back knee. If you have a bind in your practice, you can take a bind here, full or half. Just finding where you are today. Just with every inhale, lengthening your spine. Whoops, I'm going over. With every exhale, twisting from your lower belly. One more breath here. And then as you inhale, coming back to center, reaching up towards the sky, taking a little bit of a back bend, releasing your hands down, and you're just going to set up for your pigeon pose. So take your right foot all the way over to the left. Your right knee falls towards your right wrist. And then that right foot, if it wants to come in a little bit, that's okay. It doesn't have to be at that, it doesn't have to be parallel to the top of your mat. And then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, walk your hands back, lift your heart. And then as you exhale, you're just going to slowly melt down inside of your right knee, laying your body down, extending your arms forward. If you find that you're having trouble with squaring off your hips, you can always take a pillow or a blanket or anything, and you'll just place that under your hip so that your right hip sits on top of it, and you have a little bit more of that cushion and support to keep your hips square. And just begin to slow down your breath and rest here. What is it that you've been holding on to that you can give back to Mother Earth? Allowing her to recycle and to crave the path for all of those intentions that you have. Giving yourself the permission to release the obstacles and the challenges. Or can you soften in your body? And just simply let go. Allowing your heart and your intuition to lead the way, quieting your mind. And begin to walk your hands back up. Either pausing here if you'd like to take a moment to bend your back knee, reach back with your right hand to catch your foot. I like to do it both ways, so if you want to try it with your left hand as well. Then from here, you're just going to release your foot. You're going to swing that foot all the way to the front. And lift your arms all the way up to the sky. Release your left hand down inside of your foot. Sweep your right arm up to the sky and just take a twist here. Really extending out of your fingertips. Use your mind to send your breath into your side body or anywhere that feels tight. And then we'll just take a nice stretch in the opposite direction. If you want to take a lift, you'll take your right hand to the earth behind you and you'll just lift your hips and just take a nice back bend here. And then releasing it down, taking your toes in towards the center. Inhale, lifting your heart up. And then as you exhale, folding over your legs. You like to walk your hands out to stretch out your back. Just play around and see what feels good for your body. Really root your tailbone into the earth. And then in your lower back, see if you can lift your spine a little bit to grow about an inch or two. Moving up and forward, and then exhale, folding a little deeper. Drawing your attention more and more inwards as you look towards your heart. And then coming back up, grabbing your feet, making your way back into your downward facing dog. Lifting your hips up to the sky, pedal out your feet. Just allow yourself to reset and arrive in your body. And then when you're ready, this time you'll take your left foot forward, dropping your back knee on Janasana, sending your arms high to the sky. Releasing your hands down into your heart center. And then from here, you're going to hook your